guys, Dad Shoemaker, Shoemaker Guitar Works. So I'm back here with the violin, and I've got my new camera holder. Hopefully it's not too shaky because it's on a little stand thing that kind of moves around a little bit. But I wanted to show you here on this violin, I've got some denatured alcohol and a little bit of dye on this rag here. And I just want to go over this just a little bit here in different spots to try and darken it up some. I'm not trying to cover it all up because I want that patina. It's a 150-year-old instrument. So put a little bit of that on there just to kind of darken it up. Then I'm going to take this boiled linseed oil kind of go over the whole thing. So not only does this kind of darken it up a little bit, protects the finish, what's left of it. I want to take this off, but I can't because the screws are locked up and I do not want to break it. So you can see already how much better that looks compared to how it did before. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to get the glare off. You can do this to the sides too. And we'll dip it again. This is a tip that I learned a long time ago. Well, not really a long time ago. A few years ago anyway. By watching Jerry Rosa String Works. He uses boiled linseed oil quite a bit on old instruments like this. But, so yeah, it just kind of blends that patina in. Makes it not near as noticeable. I mean, pretty much just keep wiping it until it's gone. But yeah, it works really good for stuff like this, and it does not hurt the finish. The finish that's on this is an oil-based varnish finish, so it does not affect that at all. Darken that up a little bit if I can. Varnish is very messy, but does produce a really good, beautiful finish if you do it right. My grandpa was really good at it. As you know, most of you guys know, my grandpa was my mentor, one of my mentors when it comes to doing instrument repair. He varnished a lot of things, a lot of fiddles, a lot of guitars. He just liked using a varnish finish. That back is done in varnish and it's absolutely beautiful. And this will just help rejuvenate it. customer actually wanted me to completely refinish this, and I told him no, because yes, I could refinish this and I would do a beautiful job and it would be a beautiful violin or fiddle, however you want to call it, but it would take away the originality of this. And the originality and the patina on these instruments, to me, are what tells the story of the instrument, you know. I can tell you that just by looking at this violin, that it was well loved and well played. So, you know, it's all part of the story of the instrument. Notice I'm not getting it on the fingerboard. We don't want it on the fingerboard, and we don't want it back here on the back of the neck. I mean, the boiled linseed oil probably won't hurt the back of the neck, but the reason they did that is, just like with a guitar, guys like satin finishes on their necks, on the backs of their necks. The reason being is it makes it easier to play. Your hands slide up and down a lot easier. So hopefully this video isn't too shaky for you. I guess I could always mount this little deal to my tripod and, you know, do it like that, I guess, if it is too shaky. So if it is, I apologize and it won't happen again. By the way, these peg box, this is called the peg box on a violin. That's all hand carved. You can still see the original carving marks inside of there. This also used to have geared tuners on it at one point. I don't think that they were original, but it definitely had geared tuners because the holes are there. So this boiled linseed oil not only is making the violin look better, but it's adding moisture to the wood, believe it or not, and the oils that the wood needs to be healthy, I guess, you know. And this thing was very dry. That's part of the reason why it had the cracking problems, like here on the F-holes and whatever. But I will probably do another couple layers of this. And I might go through and touch it up a little bit better. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how this turns out. But literally, you just put it on and let it sit for a couple minutes. Wipe it off. You don't have to let it sit for a long time. And then when I'm done here, I'll put some Renaissance wax on the whole thing, and that will really bring everything to life. Get this peg box in the back of the scroll. I posted pictures on my Facebook page, so if you get a chance, check it out. Shoemaker Guitar Works on Facebook. But I have, before my father passed away, he had my grandfather's violin that he started for me, or fiddle that he started for me. And Grandpa never got a chance to finish it. He started on it over 30 years ago. Well, Grandpa's been dead for, 27, 28 years, something like that. 29 years, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, so Grandpa never got a chance to finish it. I wasn't doing luthery stuff at the time. This was back in 2007 or so. So my dad gave it to my cousin Rick, who is a professional bluegrass musician, but he's also one hell of an instrument builder. and he gave that fiddle to Rick, and Rick's finally now working on it. We've been in communication. He's off the road because 2020 sucks, and nobody's no working musicians are really traveling or anything. So he's doing some really neat stuff to it for me. It's going to have Stradivarius style F holes. The binding around, or the purfling around the outside, is actually herringbone like you would see on a custom Martin guitar. And then in the corners there's going to be mother of pearl inlays that go in there. Very neat. And the reason he did that was because Grandpa actually he accidentally made the channel too big, and could have used probably cello purfling or something like that, but my dad had chose the herringbone thing knowing my love for guitar stuff. So I think that was really cool and a wise choice. But anyway, so putting a second coat on. I'll probably do a third and maybe a fourth. Alright, so one thing I decided to do here is I've got this lacquer mixed up, which is actually, I use it on like Les Pauls and vintage Gibsons and whatever to touch up the necks or the headstocks or whatever. It's kind of a reddish brown, but I'm just going to go around the very edges of this thing and just blend it a little bit. I'm not trying to paint a happy little tree like Bob Ross. I'm just trying to make it look a little less beat, because I know that's what the customer wants. He owns an antique store. And then when this happens to dry, I will throw some another coat of oil over the top of it, and we'll call it good. And then we'll throw some strings on it. Hoping I can find a fiddle player that can actually play this thing, because I can't play. I can fix them, but I can't play them. So anyway, just wanted to add that to the video. So have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that like.